people seem to like videos of parts as you get them out of the box, as they come out of the box. So this is kind of the unboxing portion of the video. The reason I want to show you an unboxing is I want to show you how they send the parts to you. What I mean by that is when you open up the box, you're gonna, of course, find your paper packaging right on top. They send you, a couple stickers for your toolbox and that. It's cool. They send you your invoice is in there. Then you have the disclaimer sheet, and return shipping, things like that information. But the thing that I really liked when I opened the box is, you'll see, is they package the coil springs in plastic bags. The nice thing about that is when the parts are being shipped to you, the coil springs aren't rattling against each other and messing up the powder coating. So when you put them on your car, they're not already scratched up from bouncing around inside the box during shipping. So just take them out of the plastic real quick here. A couple things I want to show you that I like. So first thing you're going to notice when you take them out of the package, you can see their logo on there. The other thing I like, made in the USA, most importantly. The finish is really nice. That's the thing with Team Z. The fit and finish on their stuff is nice. They do a really nice job building it, powder coating it, and even packaging it. So when it gets to you, it looks really good. It's not, like I said, the powder coating's not all scratched up and stuff. So that's just something I wanted to point out. I think they do a really great job on that. And the parts look really great, and I can't wait to put them on my car. Before I actually take my car apart to change out the rear springs, there's something I want to mention. The first thing I want to do is I want to make sure my car is on a flat, level surface. The second thing, which is really important, is I want to make sure my tire pressures are even side to side. If this were just a regular everyday street car, I would want to make sure they were the same all the way around. But since this is a drag car, I run different tire pressures in the front than I do in the rear. In the front tires, I run about 50 pounds of air. In the back tires, 38, 40 pounds, something like that, which might seem like a lot of air pressure for the back. But with this car being an AOD, it doesn't have a very good first gear, and my converter is a little on the tight side. So I need a lot of air pressure in the back to get the car to build wheel speed early. If the car doesn't 60 foot, it won't run that good. I mean, it's a low 13-second car. Should be a high 12-second car this year with the changes I've made to it. But with just the way it's set up now, I need to run a lot of air pressure in the back. But my air pressure in the back is different than my air pressure in the front. So therefore, I want to make sure I take that into account. So what I will do is I will confirm my air pressure front and back. And then another thing I'll do is I'll check the ride height at all four corners. And what I'll do is I'll actually measure from the bottom of the wheel openings here all the way around the car. And I'll measure from here down to the ground at each wheel. I'll do all four the same. And record those readings. And then when I'm done with the car, I'll do the same thing. I'll get it back down on the ground, and I'll check my after readings. That way I can tell if the car sits any higher or lower, if it's sitting any different with the new springs on here. Now, the car currently has a set of H&R Sport springs on the back. They are a lowering spring. The car normally sits about an inch with those springs below the stock setup. Individual results will vary. That's kind of just a general number that they give you. But that's what they tell you. The Team Z stuff, I don't know if it's going to sit lower or not. I have coilovers on the front, so I have them adjusted. So the car does sit a little low compared to a stock car. But I just want to check my measurements before and after so I know if there's been any differences. So I just wanted to mention that. It's just something to think about. If you want more details on my car, I'll include a link in the description. I have a walk-around video that gives more details on the car. If you want to check that out, that'd be great. But I just wanted to mention, like I said, that fact about make sure you confirm your ride height before and after, and make sure you confirm your tire pressures. That way you know you're getting good, repeatable results, and you have good, solid information to go off of as a baseline. One thing I wanted to bring up real quick, on my car specifically, I have this goofy hood to fender gap. And this is like the fourth hood I've had on this car, and they've all done the same thing. And I think the issue is, I think I've narrowed it down to the way the inner fender or the inner aprons are welded on the car, because the other side fits fine. I've had multiple K-members on this car, and they all fit just fine. I've had it aligned multiple times. Nobody at the alignment shops ever mentioned anything about the frame being out of whack. So I don't think it's from collision damage. I think it was just the way the car was built. So I know that when I check the side-to-side measurements up front, I already know they're going to be different. On the back, you know, the quarter panels, those are fixed. Those are something you can't adjust. You know, so if those aren't the same on this car or on your car too, you know, that's just something that, you know, you're going to have to live with. There's really not much you can do about that, but at least on the front you have some adjustability for your panel alignment and that. But this is just some weird quirk that my car has that I've just learned to live with. Like I said, the coilovers are adjusted evenly on both sides. So even though my wheel opening measurements, wheel opening height measurements, sorry, are going to be different side to side. The car sits level, it drives straight. You know, the doors open and close fine, everything is fine. It's just this goofy gap right here. Okay, the driver's side is done. It literally took me 5 minutes to do the driver's side. All I had to do was unbolt the shock from the mount, take that bolt out. I didn't even have to disconnect the anti-sway bar. I left that connected. I just unbolted the shock, pushed down on the top of the drum with my foot to push the axle down a little bit, pop the old spring out, pop the new spring in, made sure I oriented you see the pigtails pointing towards the back, and push your rear end back up, reconnected the shock, bam, done. 5 minutes. Took me longer to get the car on jack stands than it did to do the driver's side spring. Okay, the passenger side is done. Took me a little bit longer on the passenger side to do the driver's side, only because I had to remove the tubing for my airbag that I had in the H&R spring. The TMZs don't require an airbag, so I had to eliminate that. So that took a minute or two. But literally, just like the driver's side, 5 minutes. Take the tire out, jack the car up, take the tire off, unbolt the shock. Didn't even have to unbolt the sway bar. Push the axle down, pop the old spring out, pop the new spring in, jack the rear end back up, reattach the shock, and I'm done. All I gotta do is put the tire back on, take it off the jack stands, and remeasure my ride height, and I'm done. That's it. Couldn't have been any simpler. I've completed the install on the TMZ rear springs. I checked the ride height all the way around, and the car sits about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch higher in the back than it did with the H&R Sport lowering springs. The installation itself was really quick and simple. It's third week in January here in Michigan, and Milan Dragway doesn't open until the first week in April. So as soon as I can get back out and make some runs on the car, we'll see if there's any difference in my 60-foot times with the new springs on there. I have some other changes planned too, but I'm going to try and not touch the car until I at least make a couple passes with the new rear springs, because I want to see what kind of difference that makes. So I will try and post up a follow-up video, or at least post up some follow-up information. So keep checking back, or subscribe if you like. And as soon as I have any more information for you guys, I will post it up. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video helped you out.